Steve Jobs。咁呢個係邊個咧？係喬布斯啦，亦都係蘋果產品嗰個嘅或者蘋果公司嗰個創辦人啦。Steve Jobs was born in San Francisco, California on February 24th, 1955. Whilst growing up, one of his favorite hobbies was working on electronics in his garage with his dad. 咁 garage 係乜嘢咧？就係個車房。咁佢好中意喺車房嗰度咧，就係玩關於嗰啲嘅電子零件嘅嘢。They would take apart devices like radios and reassemble them. 咁佢哋做乜嘢咧？咩叫做 working on electronics 咧？就係佢好中意將啲裝置啦，例如好似收音機啊嗰啲啦，就 take apart， 即係將佢拆散佢啦，跟住然後咧就 reassemble， 即係重新重組。Steve was an able student, but he found his lessons unchallenging and was often bored at school. 咁佢咧就即係佢咧呢個人咧係咩叫 an able student 咧？即係佢係有能力讀書嘅，但係咧佢覺得啲堂好悶啊 ，unchallenging 即係沒有挑戰性啦，同埋非常之悶。As a result, he liked playing tricks on others, which got him into trouble regularly. 咁因為咁樣，因為覺得好悶，所以佢就整蠱人哋啦。咁而整蠱人哋咧，就令到佢即係學校啲老師梗係唔中意佢啦。Aged 13, Jobs met 18-year-old Steve Wozniak, who was also interested in electronics, and the two boys became friends. 咁呢一個人咧，其實喺 Steve Jobs 嘅即係生命裏邊其實好重要啦，因為係同佢一齊創辦嘅。咁而佢Jobs 就係13歲啦，就認識呢個18歲嘅男仔。咁而佢兩個都係對電子學呢樣嘢咧係好多興趣，咁所以咧就一齊就變咗朋友啦。好啦，睇一睇第一條問題啦。What was Jobs' favourite pastime at school？ 咁佢最中意咩嘢叫 pastime 咧？即係佢個 hobby 啊，或者佢最中意做啲乜嘢去度過時間咁嘅意思，所以叫 pastime。咁喺學校喎，好多學生咧就走去答咗邊度咧？就係話佢係 working on electronics in his garage with his dad， 但係呢一個係錯嘅，點解啊？呢一個係喺個 garage 度係喺屋企噶嘛，咁而家係講緊佢喺學校裏邊最中意做乜嘢，咁佢唔係中意讀書咯，因為佢喺學校覺得好悶，咁所以咧係佢好中意 like playing tricks on others， 然後 which got him into trouble regularly， 呢樣嘢咧就係佢最中意做嘅嘢啦喺學校，咁所以要小心呢個睇睇個題目啦，因為個題目係講咗係個 at school。咁你會見到咧就係 Jobs' favourite pastime at school was playing tricks on others, which got him into trouble regularly。咁呢一樣嘢咧就係佢喺學校最中意做嘅嘢。咁留意呢度咧係 Jobs' favourite pastime 啦，咁呢個亦都係寫翻 Jobs' favourite pastime at school， 跟住之後先至將嗰個 was 咧褪前咁樣擺上去上邊。好啦，接住睇第二段啦。After high school, Jobs started university at Reed College, the US, but found the classes uninteresting and he soon dropped out to start a job with video game producer Atari. 咁咩叫 dropped out 咧？即係話咧退學，讀下咧停止唔讀啊，退學。咁佢唔退咗學去做乜嘢咧？佢就 start a job with video game producer Atari。好啦，呢度咧就可以答到呢個第二題啦。What did Jobs do instead of college？ 咩叫 college 咧？其實咧就係大專院校。咁 instead of 即係話佢唔去讀大學做乜嘢啊？就係佢去做嘢咯。就係頭先我哋講嗰個咧，就係話 he started a job with video game producer Atari。我睇翻呢一度啦 ，he took 咁記住啦，因為佢問你 did 啊嘛，咁所以咧你會用翻個 past tense 啦。He took a job with video game producer Atari。好啦，接住呢個題目咧，其實都比較淺，因為其實你會睇下呢一度有咩辦法可以能夠揾到個答案咧。其實佢話 What made Jobs want to visit India? What did he do on his travels？ 咁即係話咧，佢係究竟乜嘢令到佢要去印度啦？同埋咧，佢係喺個旅行裏邊咧，究竟做什麼嘅？咁你會睇翻係有關 India 嗰段，只係第二段啦。咁我哋就睇埋落去啦。It was then that Jobs became interested in philosophy。咁佢開始對咩有興趣咧？佢突然間開始對呢一個嘅哲學有興趣。 佢對呢個哲學有興趣啦。became interested in philosophy. His fascination even led to him leaving his job and spending 7 months traveling around India. 咁佢好着迷呢啲哲學嘅理論啊啲嘢，咁佢就於是就辭一份工，甚至就去印度去咗7個月 ，searching for spiritual enlightenment, and studying the religion of Zen Buddhism. 咁佢去印度做乜嘢咧？就係嘗試去咩叫 spiritual 咧？首先 spirit 即係靈魂啊嗰啲啦，咁即係精神上嘅一啲嘅啟發啦。同埋咧就係想研習一啲嘅即係 Buddhism 就係佛教啦，咁而 Zen 就係禪宗，即係佛教嘅一種啦。However, upon returning to California, he reluctantly returned to working for Atari. 咁就佢辭咗工7個月喺印度，跟住翻嚟咧，佢就唔再幫嗰間公司打工啦。咁條題目問你咧 ，What made Jobs want to visit India？ 咁呢個留意喎，呢個係有3分嘅，咁即係話咧呢度咧係夾埋一定有3個 point。咁我哋而家試一試睇翻究竟喺邊度啦。咁你會見到咧就係佢點解要去印度咧？就係話佢第一個原因啦，第一分就係佢係 because he was interested in philosophy。咁究竟佢做什麼咧？咁你會見到佢話 traveling around India。接住落去咪就係做嗰啲嘢咯。第2分咧就係 searching for spiritual enlightenment，and 第3咧 studied the religion of Zen Buddhism。咁你就會攞齊晒3分啦。咁所以咧你好重要一樣嘢就係睇條題目睇有幾分，於是你就揾齊啲 point 俾老師，咁樣先至會能夠攞到足嘅分數嘅。咁我哋睇一睇個答案啦，就係 his interest in philosophy made him want to visit India。咁你會見到 made Jobs want to visit India 咧，就照抄翻落去嘅啫。What did he do？ 咁用翻 past tense 啦。He searched for spiritual enlightenment and 你要留意下佢做咗2樣嘢咧，咁你用個 and 啦去連接佢啦。Studied。咁留意一樣嘢咧，就係本身喺上邊咧係 studying 㗎，其實佢有另一個 structure。咁你一定要抽翻2個答案，第一就係 search for spiritual enlightenment。同埋第2個係 studied the religion of Zen Buddhism。咁你要將呢2個咧變翻做一個嘅動詞啦，咁而將佢轉做 past tense 啦，先至能夠可以攞得滿分。如果唔係咧，你照抄咧，咁嗰啲動詞就會有錯啦。好啦，我哋再睇埋呢個第4題啦。What does the word reluctantly in paragraph 2 mean？ Reluctantly 咧，頭先我哋有解咗啦，係解好不願意咁嘅意思啊，咁所以係 unwillingly 嘅意思啦。咁但係啦，如果喺考試裏邊啦，你唔知道 reluctantly 點解咧，真係唔知咧，咁你會留意下呢一個有一個 however。咁其實呢個係一個 tips 嚟㗎。咁佢 tips 咧，其實就係話佢翻嚟啦，咁但係即係 however 你會識㗎嘛，即係但係咁佢梗係唔想翻去啦，唔會但係佢就翻去，咁就好唔正常啦。咁所以呢個 reluctantly 咧係有一個負面嘅意思啊，即係 return 應該係 he did not return。咁所以呢個 reluctantly 一定係有一個唔想嘅意思。咁我哋睇翻有邊個係拋翻出嚟啦。咁有冇個 unsuccessfully？ 唔係，佢唔係唔成功 return 啊，明唔明？佢係唔願意，即係其實呢個都有少少係好多學生會揀錯呢一個。呢個一定係錯嘅，因為 luckily 係一個正面嘅意思 ，sadly fit 唔到入去。咁主要咧 unwillingly 咧就係等於呢個 reluctantly。第5題啦 ，Why did Jobs focus on the Macintosh？ 點解佢會集中喺呢一部機上邊咧？呢一種機上邊咧，我哋要睇下一段啦。Jobs met up with Wozniak again, and the two of them became very interested in computers. Wozniak was determined to have a personal computer, and being an electronics genius, he invented one. 咁即係話咧，佢咧就佢而家咧就見翻佢以前嗰個老友啦，就13歲識嗰個老友啦。咁而佢2個咧都對電腦好有興趣。佢以前就對電子嘢啦，咁嗰陣時就對電腦好有興趣。咁而 Wozniak 咧就好 determined， 即係好決心咧，要整一部即係個人電腦啊。咁而佢係一個即係電子學嘅一啲奇才啦，咁所以佢就自己發明咗一個啦。This seriously impressed Jobs, and he proposed They start a company。咁因為其實咧 Wozniak 呢一個人咧就係真係好重要啦，喺 Jobs 嘅人生中。咁因為佢覺得哇呢個朋友點解咁犀利，可以自己做一部電腦嘅？咁於是咧就係 seriously impressed， 即係令到 Jobs 留下一個好深刻嘅印象。咁佢咧就 proposed 係解建議啦，但不如開一間公司啦。In 1976, they formed Apple and began making computers in Jobs' garage。咁就頭先我講過啦，話佢個爸個車房嗰度咧係佢細個最中意留嘅地方，因為佢好中意喺嗰裏邊拆開啲即係電子零件啊之類。咁所以1976年咧就開始咗蘋果呢間公司。Jobs was only 21 years old at that time.The company grew quickly and made some successful personal computers, Apple I and Apple II。咁即係話咧，係1970幾年嗰陣時咧 ，Jobs 就係21歲啦。咁而亦都係製作咗一啲好成功嘅個人電腦，就係蘋果1同蘋果2。The next few Apple models weren't very successful。咁你留意到咧，就係話佢做咗即係你知道蘋果產品會不斷咁樣 upgrade 噶嘛，咁佢做咗蘋果1同蘋果2呢啲個人電腦之後咧，接住落嚟嗰啲咧就唔係好成功啦。你見到個數一定要留意呢啲 connectives。So Jobs concentrate all his efforts on the development of the Macintosh。咁即係話咧，佢就話咧，由於即係因為前邊係嗰個原因，咁你先會用 so 噶嘛。所以咧，佢就集中佢嘅精力去發展呢一部你唔知咩啦 Macintosh 啦，係一部電腦。好啦 ，The Macintosh was introduced with much fanfare。fan 即係 fans 啦 ，fair 即係意思咧，即係好多人中意啊，或者好大虛張聲勢，即係唔係虛張，即係好多人去即係留意到啊。During the Super Bowl, it was a huge success。嗱，就算你唔明咩叫 fanfare， 你都知道咩叫 a huge success。咁即係你知道咧。就係蘋果嘅即係個 next few computer Apple models 咧就唔成功，而 Macintosh 咧就非常成功。咁所以咧就係佢好集中精神喺 Macintosh 度啦。However， 又係留意呢啲字啦。Apple was coming under increasing pressure from the PC designed by IBM。好啦，我哋而家停一停先，咁就我哋先解答咗呢一題啦，就係Why did Jobs focus on the Macintosh？ 咁頭先我哋都講咗好耐啦，就係最主要嘅原因，佢要 focus 喺 Macintosh 啦，就係因為咧，就係the next few Apple models weren't very successful， 就係而計即係喺呢個 Apple 1同2之後咧，其餘嗰啲就唔成功，所以佢先至去發展呢個 Macintosh。好啦，你睇翻啦呢一度啦，佢問你 why 嘛，咁你就話答 This was because after the Apple I and Apple II, the next few Apple models were not very successful。咁你唔需要再講嗰啲嘢噶啦。咁好多時啦，俾呢個就係佢問你 why 嘅話咧，其實好多時咧，你就要揾一啲有即係所以咁樣嗰啲答案。咁有 so 咧就係嗰個原因，即係所以佢就咁做啦。咁佢問翻你調翻轉頭個原因係乜嘢啊？即係呢個係結果 ，so 後邊係結果啊嘛。咁所以咧就個原因咪就係 so 之前嘅嘢咯，咁就係呢一個咧就係答案啦。接住啦 ，give two reasons why the PC was more popular than the Macintosh。點解 PC 係會係 more popular？ 咩叫 popular 咧？即係受歡迎過Steve Jobs 嘅 Macintosh 啦。咁我哋睇下啦。就話佢呢一度啦，佢話the PC could be cloned and made by multiple companies, unlike Macintosh。咁原來呢個原因咧就係咁樣啦，就係因為其實 PC 咧就可以被人複製，然後跟住由好多唔同公司去製作。但係咧 Macintosh 就唔係啦，可能只係得一間公司咯。佢個暗示就係只係得一間公司可以生產，所以可能唔能夠發大啦。咁 also 留意下呢一個啦，即係等於可能係 second reason 嘅意思。即係 the second reason. The PC was much cheaper to produce and Apple sales began to decline. 咁即係話第一個原因咧，就係人哋可以 clone 咗佢啦，即係複製去做啦。咁同埋人哋係平啲咯。咁主要嘅原因就係呢兩個啦。咁我哋睇翻個答案啦。咁睇翻寫出嚟嗰個嘅答案啦，就會話 This was because PC could be cloned and made by multiple companies. and it was much cheaper to produce than Macintosh。咁就係主要咧就係呢兩個原因啦。第一個就係 could be cloned， 第二咧就係平啲。咁留意一度啦，就係呢個你個 and 啦，咁同埋咧就全部都應該係用 past tense 嘅 could 啦。OK，could be cloned passive voice 啦 ，could be made passive voice 啦，同埋 it was 唔可以 it is。好啦，呢個第七題咧，我哋要讀咗後邊先至可以解答。Jobs took the blame and resigned from Apple in 1985。咁雖然係佢自己創立㗎啦，呢一個蘋果公司，但係咧 took the blame 即係佢咧係即係俾人鬧啦，咁佢亦都即係承擔責任啦，同埋佢辭職。Going on to start a new venture called Next Computer。咩叫 venture 咧？即係另一個嘅冒險，另一個旅程，另一個公司就叫做venture 啦。咁佢就嗰間公司叫 Next 啦。The first products from Next were high-end personal computers. They were technically great, but too expensive for the average person, and so Next began to lose money. 咁即係開頭啲公司咧都係即係傾向於蝕錢嘅Steve Jobs 開啲公司，咁就係佢啲個人電腦係的確好好啊，但係 too expensive 又係太貴啦。Eventually means 乜嘢咧 ？Finally。Jobs turned Next into a software company, and it began to have some success. 咁佢開始咧就係變咗佢做一間嘅即係軟件公司嘅，咁開始就有啲成功啦。第七題啦 ，How did Jobs react to the drop in the number of Macintoshes sold？ 咁即係話咧，佢有咩反應嘅？即係佢話即係因為咧就越嚟越少 Macintosh 啦，咁佢點樣做咧？佢同埋咧 give a positive quality and a negative quality of the next items he sold。咁佢就後尾我哋講咗話佢開另一間公司啊嘛，但係有啲咩好正面嘅嘢咧，但亦都有啲唔係幾好嘅嘢係乜嘢咧？我哋睇翻文章啦。咁最主要咧就係佢有乜嘢，即係佢有咩反應咧？就係 he took the blame。He took the blame and resigned from Apple in 1985。呢一個咧就係佢個 reaction， 即係佢點樣去 react。咁而個好處咧就係佢係嗰啲 personal computers， 即係佢賣嘅係 personal computers 啦。咁好處咧就係 technically great， 但係唔好嘅咧就係一啲乜嘢 too expensive for the average person。咁所以咧就將呢三樣嘢咧就寫翻個答案咧就可以係攞到分啦。好啦，咁呢一個咧就會睇翻 Jobs 嘅反應係咩咧？就 Jobs took the blame and resigned from Apple。咁你記住咧就要用 past tense 啦同 past tense。咁而一個好嘅質素就係 a positive quality of the next items he sold was that they were technically great。A negative quality was that they were too expensive。OK， 就唔好嘅嘢咧就係太貴啦，咁所以咧就咁樣就會攞齊呢3分啦。我哋睇睇下一段啦。In 1986, Jobs purchased a graphics company for 10 million and changed its name to Pixar。咁嗰間公司咧就唔係圖案公司，係專係幫人哋畫圖案、電腦圖案嘅公司。At first, it sold 3D software, but in 1991, they received a contract from Disney to create a full-length film, Toy Story。咁即係話起初呢間公司買入呢間公司，即係幫人哋，即係佢係幫人哋畫圖案㗎啦。咁開頭就買一啲嘅3D 軟件，但係後尾就竟然係同迪士尼合作，可以拍到一套戲喎。咁所以咧就開始即係好成功啦。This was hugely successful, and Pixar went on to make films such as Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., Cars, Wall-E, and Up. Jobs made more money with Pixar than he did during his first stint with Apple. 咁即係話咧喺呢一間 Pixar 呢間公司咧 ，Jobs 係呢間公司身上咧就賺咗唔少錢啦。咁係比起佢嗰陣時喺同蘋果公司做嘢嗰陣時咧係差好遠啦。睇睇第8題啦 ，What did Pixar do before making movies？ 咁呢個比較簡單啦，佢最主要咧就係之前就係賣一啲3D 嘅軟件啦。 Pixar sold 3D software before making movies， 就係咧佢係賣3D 軟件先嘅。好啦，接住第9題啦，我哋一定要睇埋下一段先會知道點樣答啦。Later on, Jobs returned to Apple as the CEO。咁佢當年成立嗰間公司啦，咁佢後尾就翻去做呢一個嘅 CEO 啦。Apple was struggling at the time and needed some new idea to stay afloat。嗱，咁點解佢翻去咧？其實就係蘋果呢間公司搞唔掂，咁所以要揾阿 Jobs 翻去啦，咁要揾啲新嘅主意。With Jobs at the helm, Apple began to branch out into new products, introducing the iPod music player and iTunes software. These successful products gave Apple a new image of being on the cutting edge of consumer electronics。咁你會見到咧，就係話而家有Steve Jobs 做呢個掌舵人啦，咁佢就開始 branch out， 即係咩叫 branch out 啦？即係好似譬如樹咁有樹枝，會一路咁樣伸展出去，嗰啲叫 branch out， 即係去擴充啦。咁好多新嘅產品，例如有 iPod 啦、iTunes 嘅 software 啦，咁有個即係令到蘋果有個新嘅形象。咁咩叫 cutting edge 咧？即係話非常之走在時代嘅尖端咁嘅意思。In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. These changed the way phones were used and took the mobile phone market by storm. 咩叫 took the mobile phone market by storm 咧？就係完全攻佔咗成個市場，即係成個市場當時咧，大部分都係被蘋果即係公司所佔據，即係好多人都用蘋果嘅產品，用佢嘅 iPhones 咯。Jobs became a celebrity and was considered by many as one of the great innovators of the 2000s。 咁而佢亦都係即係俾人哋視為一個即係好偉大嘅創新革新者咁樣。On October 5th, 2011, Jobs died from pancreatic cancer. He had fought cancer for several years following his diagnosis in 2003。 咁其實佢喺2003年咧已經診斷有呢一個胰臟癌㗎啦，但係即係同癌細胞搏鬥咗好多年，終於咧就喺2011年咧就係過身嘅。睇翻呢一個啦 ，Which of the following is false？ 記住咧係一個錯㗎啦。Before Jobs was CEO, Apple had lots of new ideas for products。 錯啦，因為佢話由Jobs 做呢個掌舵人，後尾先至有新 products 嘛。Apple was given a new look by the iPod and iTunes。 咁呢個係啦，因為點解咧？就話佢係因為即係開始即係發明咗呢一個 iPod 同埋 iTunes 啦，咁所以係呢個係啱嘅。The iPhone spoiled the mobile phone market。 咩叫 spoiled 咧？即係 destroyed 破壞咗咁嘅意思，咁梗係錯啦，佢係革新咗啊嘛。Jobs helped to develop the iPhone。 嗱呢一個文章咧真係冇講過，其實係not given 多啲，即係佢係 not mentioned、not given、not provide。咁所以咧，我哋真正嘅答案咧係 false 咧，就只有 A 同埋 C 啦。